right, take us down, Captain. That's better. Welcome back to Badvertisements, the show where I took two words and put them together so that I could make a premise for making fun of terrible commercials on the internet. We're going to look at a couple commercials today, and we're going to talk about effort. You know, whether effort was even put in by the writers, whether it was put in by the people in the commercial, and you know, how those two function together to make it truly bad. Nowadays, everyone's trying to be funny with their ads, which is kind of dangerous because, you know, humor's pretty subjective. You never know what people are going to like. But the other thing is, I think these advertisers don't really know when they're being funny or why they're being funny. I have a great example that I want to show you. So I like me a good bowl of Frosted Flakes in the morning, not the kind with the tiger, but you know, just good old generic, save money Frosted Flakes. And no breakfast is complete without putting your wits to the test. So I'm eating my Frosted Flakes and I'm doing this 5-star level difficulty crossword puzzle, and I want to read you one of the clues that I just thought it was really funny. 6 across. Amount of arms an octopus has. I don't think amount is the right word there, Frosted Flake. That's like, what amount of arms do you have? Oh, I have about 15 pounds of arm here. I'm guessing an octopus is gonna come out at about like 8 kilograms, maybe like 1 kilogram per arm. And you know, as a man of science, I know what they're talking about. They want to know how many arms an octopus has. And the answer is 8, in case you were wondering. But I just thought it was so funny, like, who made this crossword puzzle? I'm just picturing some Swedish guy who's been learning English for like 6 months, and he's like, question number 6. What amount of arms does the octopus have? And even though they put in no effort to be funny, that actually kind of made my morning. And now we're gonna compare it to today's company, which put out a couple ads, and I think they're all trying to be funny, but they just fell miserably flat. The subject of today's Badvertisements is the company Postmates. More specifically, the Martha Stewart Postmates commercials.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and today we're making burgers and fries. We start with a big potato. Be careful when you're cutting it.
Okay, so this is kind of just nitpicky, but let's talk about how he's cutting those potatoes. If you notice here, he's got his fingers parallel to the knife, and he's cutting along, and then all of a sudden he cuts off his ring finger. Why not the index finger? Like, if you're cutting along like this, that makes way more sense than somehow safeguarding these 3 and then just cutting that right off. I don't know.
Be careful when you're cutting it.
You know how like when you're cutting something on a cutting board, you like to go nice and consistent, and then all of a sudden, just for good measure, on that last one, you take it and you slam it down! What's the story here? Like, he's going along and then he gets to his hand and he's like, wow, there's a lot of resistance on this part of the potato. I'm gonna have to press really hard. Gah!
Okay.
Now you know that when they wrote this, they had all the writers sitting around the table and they agreed, yeah, he'll cut his finger off, it'll be a big disaster, and we'll say, yeah, Postmates, great idea. But then you got Trevor over in the corner. Now Trevor, he's a troublemaker. He's got 3 complaints against him for sexual harassment in the workplace, but no one was able to prove anything. And anyways, Trevor's like, oh man, it'd be so funny if he like jumped out the window, and everyone else is like, what? But Trevor's got some push, all right? Because his dad owns the company. That's why he's still there. And so they have to go with Trevor's lame idea. And so now the actor's got to subtly scream his way over to the balcony and then go, I'm just gonna lean way back, you know, just let gravity pull the blood down out of the finger. I don't know, does that work? And then he tumbles off over the edge. And another really small thing, but what the heck is this? I mean, at first I thought it was one of those Dyson Airblade things, but I think it's some sort of weird modern art. I don't know. And then of course we've got the showstopper ending.
I'm sure he's fine.
Uh-oh, gotta sound the comedy alarm.
Comedy alert! Comedy alert! Beware the killer punchlines. We have a jokester in the building.
Wait, so he fell off the building, and then she said he's probably all right? But that's funny because, you know, you would have said, bleh. Now I'm particularly annoyed with Martha Stewart in this commercial, and don't get me wrong, I know she didn't write any of this, but I can't help thinking she could have at least tried a little harder.
I'm sure he's fine.
Can you put at least a little feeling into it, Martha? I mean, you know this other guy's getting paid less than her because she's famous or whatever, and he's like screaming his lungs off here. He jumps off the building, probably onto like a mat or whatever, but still, he's really trying, and Martha, like, you don't smile once, you don't say anything with any inflection. Like, has prison killed the life inside you? I mean, what happened, Martha? And if you're not familiar with that, you might just want to put Martha Stewart jail in good old GOOGLE and, you know, learn all about it. Do they even do like the actual letters on there anymore? Every time I go on there, it's always like the 73rd birthday of Krzysztof Bilczynski, the first Swedish Pokemon card collector or something like that. Let's look at another one just real quick.
I'm Martha Stewart, and it's a beautiful day to grill some salmon. What? That's not a grill. Oh.
What? No, that's not a grill. No, stop. That's dangerous. Martha, there's still joy out there. All right, you know, you can find a purpose again. It's not going to be advertising. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not going to be advertising. But I just get this feeling that Martha's left the prison, but the prison hasn't left Martha. Uh-oh, you hear that? That's the comedy alarm.
Comedy alert. Repeat, we have a comedy alert. Laughs are incoming. Brace for impact.
I want to show just one last clip real quick. Mostly because I'm not really sure how I feel about it, and it might be a little redeeming. It could be funny. I don't know. Maybe let me know what you think.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. To make a great carbonara, you need great eggs. I love to get eggs straight from... Oh.
Did you take my eggs again, Daryl?
Change of plans.
You gotta wonder how many takes it took them to get this right, because I know if I were this guy, I don't know how I would have kept a straight face. He did a pretty good job. This one was kind of funny, and the didgeridoo music was a nice touch, but Martha Stewart was still, you know, she's kind of iffy on that. I don't know. So I'm mixed feelings on it. Well, that concludes this episode of Badvertisements, or, as they say in England, Badvertisements. We all know what that means, don't we? Every country with internet access. It's time for an art expose. I've got a lot of these Post-it notes. I've been trying to improve my drawing and doodling abilities to hopefully incorporate that in some more videos. And so I want to show you some of the things I've come up with. I mean, of course, I've got the one up on the wall there, because I don't know. I actually don't know why I put that up there. But some of these are going to be previews of the next video, like that one up there. But some are going to be they're going to look familiar if you saw the anxiety video. Or at least they'll be, I don't know, whatever. This one's a mix of reminders and, wow, I actually haven't done like 2 of these. Not very good, but I did what I did. Here we got more. I was kind of sketching out ideas for a little scene we're going to do, trying to use circles to represent joints on people. Not very good, but, you know. That's why they're practice, all right? That's why they're sketches. And then we also have this one. This is you know, this is the anxiety video, if you remember this. This is our little him cornering him. Classic, always classic. And I got one more here that I think you'll also enjoy. This guy right here. Ho, guess who that is? That's Mayonnaise Man. Guess what? You just got nazed. I think we know where this one needs to go. I just gotta take my gum out of here. All right. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.